good day, Rural Planet listeners. This is Eric Peterson, and I'm joined by
Jerry Alpern here at Metal Express Radio.
And today we're going to talk to the guys from Faster Pussycat.
How are you guys?
Chad?
Chad Stewart, drums.
Sam Koltun, guitar.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Of course.
You want to start? Go ahead.
Yeah, when you look at the whole history, with Faster Pussycat, and it started way back.
Yeah.
And the change in the metal scene, what has been the craziest thing have you seen besides the quote metal being split up into 50 million genres?
Everything has been subgenres, but I actually think it's the opposite way around. I think everything is more kind of homogenized now. I mean, now it isn't. You don't have that stigma over you of if you like Tool and you like Def Leppard. You know what I mean? I think that the rock or metal community is a lot broader now. Yeah, there's a bunch of subgenres in it, but I think now it's a little more accepting. If you like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, you can also like other bands. It's not. The walls aren't up like they used to be.
Yeah, like back in the day, it was Metallica, kill all posers.
Right. Oh yeah. Back when we were kids, the Metallica kids and the LA Guns kids beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now you can like Metallica and Megadeth.
Just don't do it.
Dude, you're pushing it.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it in film videos. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
So my question for you guys is, when you guys are out on tour, do you see is it a lot of the same people, just older, or are you seeing a lot of newer generation?
Well, considering we've been locked up for 16 months and haven't seen anyone, and tonight's the second show, we see a lot of familiar faces, but there does seem to be some new people coming in. I mean, let's ask me that question again in September.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. New music's coming out from us. We're gonna drip it out piece by piece.
Bit by bit.
milk it for as long as we can. So I mean, hopefully it'll catch, and we'll see some younger people in.
Which brings me to, you released a single.
Yes, and a cover.
And a cover, yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the first single was NOLA, New Orleans, and it was, we started it all the way back in 2005. We were just there right before Katrina hit. So it's like our favorite destination tour stop that we hardly ever play. The reason we hardly ever play it is because we schedule either a day before or a day after off. So we're normally just annihilated by the time showtime comes around, so it's not really worth it. We do go there to have a good time. But yeah, so we started writing it then, and it was a killer riff. And we just, now that we had time during the pandemic, we just kind of sat down and sussed all the parts out and got going on it.
Nice.
It was something that I guess they said never got finished, and then when Tammy started going through stuff, it was just, he didn't want that song to go away.
Because it's, I mean, we haven't released a record. How long has it been? 13
Long time.
years?
15.
15?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there wasn't music being worked on.
Yeah.
There's always music being worked on. The problem is that we tour so much because we want to and need to.
Yeah.
It's hard to get everybody together, and especially now when everybody doesn't live in LA anymore, it's even more difficult.
So you think this whole COVID lockdown gave you a chance to?
It definitely, 100% did, and focus on it.
Yeah.
Like we know we're not going anywhere. We know we're not going to have to, if we go to the studio, they're not going to call and say, hey, guess what? You guys are booked for, 3 weekends in a row. You know what I mean? Stop, start. All that shit got erased. We knew we weren't going anywhere, so we had time to really sit down and suss it all out.
Well, at least that's one good thing that came out of all this.
Yes,
I mean,
I agree.
I know that this whole, lockdown and everything, hurt a lot of bands.
And crew.
And, so I always try to tell people, hey, you want to support them. If you can't see them, buy their merch.
Yeah.
I know that's a great way. So if anybody listening, buy your merch.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
And when's the next single? And I mean, is it going to eventually lead into a full new album?
It is.
Okay.
Eventually. When we are not neither of us are in control of when that will happen. What did he say? September, October?
He was thinking
October.
about, yeah. He was
Thinking
thinking
about,
about
and then the next single will probably come out in October.
Nice.
And it will be a new single and a cover as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do a new single cover every time. There's enough of that to do if we wanted to do it that way, but I'm not sure what the plan is past these next two.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. And the tour is pretty much
Started.
right?
Literally starting.
Yeah, right.
Off
This
and
is
running.
this is the second stop here in Salt Lake,
Yep.
right? And
And it's been a torturous 120 something degrees everywhere we go.
Yeah, it's like 90 and it feels chilly today.
this is not usual. So
So you guys, when you joined the band, you obviously knew the history of the band.
I did, for sure. I was a fan growing up as a kid.
I will say when my first introduction to the band is, a lot of people won't remember this, but I'm sure some of us will. I bought the very first Faster Pussycat album at Sears.
Yeah.
And I bought the vinyl at
Yeah,
Sears.
yeah, man. I remember that.
What was it like when you guys joined the band?
It was a little surreal.
Was it?
Especially once I was in and like doing it all the time, like as a full-time job. It kind of became a little bit like high school Groundhog Day. It's like you're not only are you playing the greatest hits of your high school, junior high school soundtrack, you are playing with all the other bands that were that. So it's like a kind of a time warp Groundhog Day is what I'll call it.
So when you go release, like you guys are doing the M3,
Yeah.
and do you like say, oh my God, there's, there's Jack Blades from Night Ranger.
Well, Chad's booking a flight to the next show so he can stay and watch Night Ranger.
I am
So-
staying
Oh,
for
is he?
Night Ranger,
Oh,
so I
okay.
have to fly to Boston
Oh, okay.
to go do it. But yes, the guys in Night Ranger are very good friends of ours. So
Nice.
yeah.
I hate those guys.
Oh, shut up! Get off the phone. We're not doing this with you on the phone. It's just Nikki. Why are you calling me?
Wait, you'll get the message later. Chad, you're a piece of shit. Why don't you kill yourself? You should die. You'll be doing
How'd you want my
Earth a
shaving cream?
favor. And you have shaving cream. Love you. You'll get that later.
So now we're joined by the man himself.
What an entrance.
What an
Well,
entrance.
always an
And he's got a shaver with him too. So
I know shaving cream.
So we were just talking about the early days of the band and our introduction, and I said to these guys that my first introduction to Faster Pussycat was when
Is that you calling me back?
No.
Damn it.
when I bought the very first album at Sears and Roebuck's.
When the first record came out,
Yeah.
Sam's dad was 14. Kind of fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, just call it how I see it.
One might say pretty fucked up.
see, I still have the actual vinyl.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
That means you're old as fuck.
Yeah, it
I
Yeah.
does.
have the
Yeah.
cassette.
I had demo tapes on cassette. Jamie, before they got a record deal, we were friends. He used to send me. I lived in New York and he was in LA. He would send me cassette tapes with his fancy blue sticker on it. And they were demos, so the songs. Can you imagine them shittier than they are? And they weren't even. They didn't even know what cocaine was then, but I did.
That's good.
So you guys are looking forward to being on the road again?
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
It's torture. I love smoking pot on my couch.
So
The rest of us, yes.
The rest
So,
of us, yes.
so what would I mean when you guys did you guys binge any series while you were
I binged.
A lot.
Below Deck.
Basically, you don't take it off Bravo, which is questionable right there. But anyway,
Yeah, I do love the Housewives.
what did you do?
Ozark.
Yeah, I did Ozark.
Yeah, Ozark a lot.
No,
Everybody
I
did Tiger
I
King.
did that.
Tiger King
Sam played guitar every day.
did play guitar.
Like a
every
real,
day.
he's a real musician.
good?
I'm just a guy with a bass
And a hat.
and no shaving cream. I'll call you back.
One question I asked them earlier, we talked about, rock and roll coming back. There seems to be a revival of good old school rock and roll, and a lot of these younger kids are, starting to discover it. Do you think that's because, did you pull out your dad's old records from the closet, or how did you get into, you yourself being, young, get introduced to it?
When I was growing up playing, I started playing in bars when I was like 12.
That was 2 years ago.
But and started learning a lot of covers and a lot of stuff. So that's kind of where my introduction was when I was like 14 or 15. Really kind of got into Black Sabbath and Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, a lot of older stuff, and then always learned a bunch of classic rock stuff. Which back home, Faster Pussycat really wasn't something that the bands were like covering really. But then I kind of came to know them once I moved to LA, and we had played on a few festival shows, and I became friends with the former guitar player, and yeah.
It's just kind of
And the bass player.
You're the bass. Well,
Fuck
now.
you, Sam. What's wrong? I'm right here and I'm sensitive. I'm tender.
He's tender.
Yes.
But yeah, you know, there's so many different ways out there now for people to be able to discover stuff. So sometimes run across something on YouTube or different ways for younger people to find stuff.
Now, we always talk about, the crowd getting fired up by the music. But, for a band, what kind of crowd?
You always talk about that?
Do I? Yeah, I do, man. I do.
Stop.
I know. I have to. But,
I'm kidding.
No, what gets you fired up? I mean, I know sometimes you play because I've been in the
Below
band, too.
deck, my couch,
and a nice
weed.
joint, right?
You start and then we'll go around.
Okay.
Answer seriously.
What I'm
It's
still
quite
thinking
all right.
about his
What,
answer.
what gets you
What
amped
gets
up?
you? What gets you amped up playing it? Crowd-wise or atmosphere-wise, or
I'm 26 years old, so I still enjoy playing music. So that, for me, I really, really like what I do, and I really like playing guitar and
the live aspects. Of
yeah,
it?
just playing with the guys. That's what gets me amped up, even if there's 5 people there. But luckily, in this case, that isn't the case. There's like 6.
Okay, and what gets you fired up?
This kid.
You stole
What?
my fucking punchline,
Well.
dick fuck. God
Oh,
damn
can
it.
you curse? Because we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's quite all
It's
right.
what
You
Chad's
might
a
have to
piece of
send another
shit.
text message, right?
Yeah. I
And
forgot.
new music. I like new
Yeah.
music. I like listening to new bands and discovering shit just like I did when I was a kid.
And I'm going to give you one honest answer. I love playing with Sam and Chad. I do. I love it. Because they're better than me. So every time I play with them, I feel like I have to try.
Little effort. Right?
It's not my forte.
It
But
was, I mean, having been gone for 16 months, it was nice, like last night, to get up and even if it was 120 degrees, to see all of Vegas. And I guess we are first
Yeah.
national touring act that's played Las Vegas since the
February 2020.
So I mean that element of being in front of people again is
and everybody being excited about it.
yeah.
That's excitement enough. I
Yeah,
think.
It's
exactly.
exciting.
Well, I'm good. I had. So what's good? You got how many more stops you got left on this tour?
2.
34
Holy
34,
shit.
34 more
Yes.
stops.
Yeah.
after
Right.
this one. Yeah.
I'm going with 2. Oh, my shit's blowing up. It's probably one of my bitches. Let me check it out. Oh, hey, bitch.
Well, hey, I'm really looking forward to the show tonight.
Well, thank you guys. We
And,
appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you. For
I need to
taking the time.
talk more. Can I?
Yeah,
Can I
Yeah,
just
tell us your
finalize?
feelings. Tell us your feelings.
Earlier, we were over there at the Leatherheads, and I heard Christian's solo record. You heard about this thing? It's like a jazz nuance. It's like dark yet happy. I got nothing. But if you give me a beer in a half hour, I could just tear them all to pieces.
We might have to.
Yeah.
Well, guys, yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you
Thanks for
guys.
talking
I
to us.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And everybody,
No
check
worries.
these guys out on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
especially
Buy tender a beer.
no. July 18th at Howlin' Mouse.
It's gonna be a special show. That's
It's they're gonna be the big one. And also, Brian, go fucking kill yourself, you piece of shit. Nobody likes you.
So there's a secret about what's so special or not?
No,
it's just a special
Lillian
show.
X singer. We
Ah.
We're
love
playing
Steve,
with Lillian Axis.
Steve's
Steve we
cool.
love.
but
Brian,
Brian,
we just torture.
we just
because
don't
it's fun.
like
The
him.
secret's
He's,
out now.
he's not good. He's a bad guy. Nobody likes him.
Thanks, fellas. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you guys.